This is actually the very next morning after I decided to do the standing backflip challenge for my birthday. The best information I could find on the internet recommended learning the macaco as a segue into learning the backflip, especially if you did not have any flipping experience, and I had zero flipping experience. The macaco is fun to learn, and it lets you use the power of your legs and hips and the momentum of your arm to send yourself backwards through the air. Except you have the safety net of that lower arm, just in case. So, I started practicing these as much as possible, along with all my other strength training. The end goal here with the macaco was to not put the free hand down on the floor and turn this macaco into a sort of sideways backflip, also known as a hack flip. I made tons of progress on the macaco, but I could never bring myself to take that free hand away, even on the soft grass outside, old mattress I had, and certainly not on the cold gym floor. I had hit my first genuine roadblock, but I really wanted to get this challenge in the bag. So I decided to go to a place where they do backflips for breakfast. Straight away, on day one, I could flip into the foam pit. Then I met Jacob, who told me I was going too far backwards instead of up. He then showed me some progressions to help. If you watch this particular flip here, I'm going back 7 feet on the little shoe ruler scale I created, and we're going to come back to this later in the video. I was really starting to regret wasting all that time on the macaco reps in my garage, but I didn't have time to dwell on it. I had training to do. You live and learn. I went ahead and created the backflip progressions at home with the huge emphasis on jumping high, tucking hard, and going backwards.
Yeah, that was it.
I also still went back to the gym once per week to practice on their equipment in a safe manner. I was getting stronger and more comfortable jumping high, tucking and rotating backwards, but separately, not all at once. Putting them together in sequence would be the puzzle I'd need to crack. And the best place to do that for the first time is on the trampoline. The trampoline reps were so easy, except for that one time I hit the back wall. When I was able to consistently land them on a trampoline, well, I got 3 reps. That's pretty good. It was time, or so I thought, to take it to the floor and a blue crash mat. But it wasn't time. It wasn't time at all. I still had a ton of work to do. I then met Will, who agreed to help me train for the backflip. Flipping onto a mat in the foam pit felt solid and gave me a lot of confidence, so I was feeling like the backflip would come very soon. Things were going great, but when we transitioned to the floor, I seemed to be sending all my power in the wrong direction, and as a consequence of this, I wasn't getting enough height for a full rotation. I was sitting back into my flips way too much and traveling backwards. Back training at home, I continued to train my jumping and tucking strength and power to increase my height and rotation speed. Coming back to the floor again for another run at it, my rotations were still short, and I was landing on my hands pretty often, and this had me very worried about landing right on top of my head. That's when I got my very first taste of the feel. It was so debilitating that I was giving up mid-flip and even had to go back to training on the trampoline. And with my birthday now just 5 days away, the chances of me throwing and landing a full standing backflip before then were extremely slim.
A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. What I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. A little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. I am what you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.